I think in this game, because there was a lot of leitmotifs used, I just ended up using the same theme over and over again in different ways a lot more than I normally would, and at a certain point I was just like, am I lazy? Am I not doing my job right? I feel like I need to be doing more work, and it was still a ton of work because you're reworking old pieces, which I often find actually harder than writing new ones sometimes. But it was just an interesting and different experience to sort of redo things in a slightly different way numerous times. And I think the biggest example of me worrying about whether or not I'm lazy was in the final track of the game, or one of the final tracks, where Tiberius and Danton fight, and I ended up just kind of trying out just slamming their two themes together and seeing how it worked, and I was shocked at how well it worked. I was like, holy cow. I was gonna try to get inspiration by throwing those two things together, but like they worked well to me. They did require a lot of rewriting, though, a lot of little key changes and differences to make up for the fact that they had very different keys, and so it definitely was a lot of work. It wasn't just me slamming the two tracks together, but I still felt guilty as if I were doing that anyway, because I don't know, I'm so used to writing new tracks for things. But rewriting is definitely just as hard, and sometimes harder, because you have to just figure out how to twist something into a position that it doesn't quite belong. And I think with the final fight with Danton, I shortened one of the time signatures, because one of them is in an odd time signature, and I basically either trimmed or extended it so it was no longer in an odd time signature, so that they would line up a bit more and it wasn't just two melodies doodling with one another and not lining up at all.
How are you feeling?
I think that used to be a broadcast tower, but it's been years since it was in use.
You might also try checking at the ministry itself. They might have some information on when the doctor is set to make his house call.
You're telling me this now?
No, I haven't quite reached today's quota of looking at dead meat. Nelson is probably one of the smartest people I know, and also one of the few I know who was around before the bombs.
It's the Reaper. His worship. He's finally here for us. Oh, blessed day.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll return shortly.
You'll get your filter, I promise. I'm sure somebody around here has to know something about them. I've seen quite a few of them, actually. A Corinth Duke. I haven't seen one of these in ages. Nice. I think trains used to cross here when they would go in and out of the central business district. I can't think of anything I could do with that. Where did you find all these things? I haven't seen living trees in the wastes for a long time. This won't help here.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it.
No point messing around with that anymore. I can't reach inside the display case.
I wish you luck, Amy. Remember that if you succeed, the Resistance will reward you in far greater ways than the aristocracy ever could.